Welcome to United Kingdom. But why did you travel out when there is an attack in your country?
This journey is more important, sir.
And meanwhile, my son Sheyi is there to share rice to them. They will all be fine soon.
Formidable, IPOB remains formidable despite all the gang up against this peaceful movement. The world recognizes IPOB as a peaceful movement. Only Nigeria attacked IPOB, a terrorist group. Oh yeah.
Tinubu is a drug baron. This mandate is move on. We want to elect for president. Tinubu, go and start your America. Don't forget to get the ring. Go and start your drug case. You are a drug baron. Tinubu of Nigeria, you are a drug baron. Tinubu of Nigeria, you are a drug baron. Tinubu, stop killing Nigerians. Tinubu, stop killing Nigerians. One president of Nigeria is a terrorist. One president of Nigeria is a terrorist. The next president of Nigeria is a terrorist.
Donald Trump now is telling Bola Tinubu, he said, you cannot stop Biafra, even if because we know that for a fact that Tinubu has run and has gone to meet the British monarchy as regards the division of Nigeria, because for a fact, you know that the American government have accepted Biafra referendum. And a moment from now, the inauguration of Biafra, the first inauguration is about to kickstart. Now Tinubu has run to, the British monarchy for assistance. And yesterday we saw the bomb blast in Nigeria. Trump is saying, Bola Tinubu, what are you doing in UK when they are innocent people that are being paid daily by these terrorists? What is your take as regards Tinubu now running to King Charles and King Starmer for help because Biafra is about to be inaugurated as a sovereign nation?
Well, you can see when we say it that the diplomatic struggle to recognize Biafra has taken a global, a dimension ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was unfortunately sentenced by APC under Bola Tinubu's government. And the reality on ground, having seen that a lot of things are working for the successful takeoff of Biafra. The intelligence report getting to Aso Rock, according to the report we are able to lay our hand upon, and why that the Prime Minister of Britain, Keir Starmer, did not officially invite Bola Tinubu to UK. It was the Prince Charles, that actually, invited Bola Tinubu to UK, where he took, including Godswin Akpabio and the rest of them, are already in UK now. So the problem is this now: who actually invited, Bola Tinubu, not the Prime Minister himself? So that means it's not the government of Britain that actually invited Bola Tinubu. The people that invited Bola Tinubu are the people that said, after 100 years that Nigeria can go the amalgamate. The amalgamate means, you can forget about our amalgamation and, do something other else. And from what we are gathering, Keir Starmer is not too comfortable with the continued killing and unity of Nigeria. I remember that the UK lawmakers have already attacked the presence of Tinubu in UK. But as you look at it very well, that it is a monarchical system in Britain. People who formed a kind of commonwealth, and now they are inviting Bola. They will not tell you that it's all about bilateral, that it's all about trade, it's about commerce, it's not about British interests and Nigerian interests at the end of the day. But the truth of the matter, they will not tell you. They lie a lot, propaganda, But the real thing is that why he was actually invited immediately to appear before the monarchical government in Britain is for them to ask him questions. It has gotten to that point, and look at what is already on ground. The British government also knows that world leaders are already tapping on the Biafran inauguration, tapping on the Biafran freedom more seriously at this point in time. And the UK government, or the UK, or the British influence around the world, it has continued to actually go down in terms of what the US are doing now, what the Israeli government are doing, what the Australian government are doing, what the Italian government are doing. The UK, who actually pulled out from EU, seems to be alone and does not have much influence around the global world now, especially with the people who are powerfully running down and controlling the world at the moment now. So the visit, a lot of people will not understand the real reason why he was actually invited. They're asking questions, what do we do at that point in time? A lot of people are saying that the reason for that visit is all about Nigerian possible breakup. A lot of people are saying no, it's not about breakup. It's about what is going to befall Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the end of the day. Whether his fear of Trump, he's afraid that Trump might actually intervene immediately. There is calm returns to the Middle East, and the possibility of him being picked, to answer questions of some of the things he actually needed his presence, in terms of what he did and what he's still doing now. But the most, unfortunate thing, embarrassment, is just breaking news. Donald Trump has tweeted that Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot run to anywhere, and he cannot go there and start demarketing what the world leaders have actually agreed on, especially on the Biafran possible takeoff. You cannot demarket Biafra in the UK. The UK have rejected, and that's telling him very clearly that he should leave being chased out completely now.
If you kill Americans, if you threaten Americans anywhere on earth, we will hunt you down without apology and without hesitation, and we will kill you.
Charles, raising questions that he may be discussing ways to counter Donald Trump and sensitive issues like Biafra and the possible breakup of Nigeria. What can you say about this? What's your reaction to this, Mr. Chief?
Yes, I think there is a clamp down by the international community to restrict Bola Ahmed Tinubu access to world leaders. Yes, he can see the way he has been moving from one place to another. It seems we expected Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be hitting Russia, going to Australia, going to America, going to other powerful nations, meeting with presidents of world leaders themselves. See him in the committee of friends, discussing global and national issues. But we have not actually been able to be impressed with a president who has traveled over more than 50 times in less than 2 years in office, and who has spent so much in foreign trips in that regard. And we have not seen any concrete investment being driven by this man back home. And if there's any, I believe Nigerians would have been talking about it by now. And you can see the current corruption index shows that Nigeria has actually drifted from the position they used to be before, and that means Nigeria is becoming extremely and more fantastically corrupt under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I don't know whether this thing has to do with diplomacy. I'm not against Bola Ahmed Tinubu traveling anywhere, but you can see the embarrassment that is coming from the world leaders, especially United States of America. He has not been able to assess any powerful nation leader within going to France is all about tax collection. We have not seen any direct investment from France in that regard, and sensing the position and the exposure the media have attracted over the issue of lobbying and the rest of them, means that there is a serious diplomatic lapses between Nigeria and international powers and international leaders in that regard. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not been able to manage his diplomatic, engagement with other leaders, and the sense that the whole thing is threatening the presidency, threatening his re-election, threatening breakup, threatening, the rising global spread of the Biafran sovereignty, the Biafran agenda, even there in the White House. It shouldn't come to surprise to a lot of people that the Biafra project or sovereignty or agenda, or solidarity, or attention, whichever way you put it, is gradually getting Washington's attention. Nobody knows how it happened, but I can tell you that it is Nigerian leadership that actually triggered the presence of Biafra in the United States of America, because they cannot be able to answer the Biafran question. They, up to this moment, Nigerian government have never answered the Biafran question. And because they cannot be able to answer the Biafran question, a lot of Nigerians are dying on daily basis. I think Bola Tinubu did not know, what was actually going on, because he is busy, attacking, trying to dismantle, feeling that by the time he dismantled Fulani politicians who are loyal to Buhari's structure. You can talk about Balami, and I can name a lot of them, that Tinubu has actually gone after, sensing, that he'll be able to eventually, break the chains and, of course, have a total infiltration where he will create a political space for the indigenous Hausa to rise politically. But that has continued to suffer serious defeat. And now he has seen it very clearly, that is becoming a trend, that France cannot actually help him, that France cannot even influence America, that Bola Tinubu has not been able to get the Prime Minister of Britain's attention up to this moment. So what does that tell you? Now it has become something of, embarrassment to his government, and the only thing is to solicit Buckingham Palace, attention to explain, the challenges that he's facing, especially coming from Trump, because we saw it very clearly that the former Speaker of the House of Representatives from the North, Yakubu Dogara, says the end of Bola Tinubu is likely coming if he failed to rise to the occasion. The question, does Bola Tinubu actually know what he should do at this point in time to get to recover to the lost image, to recover the lost image of Nigeria within the international community and the Committee of Friends? Does he know what to do? Absolutely, it looks like, he cannot be able to play very smart within the international political game, that is highly sophisticated and highly, very, very tight for people who cannot be able to be constructive enough and find their way in the altar of international leaders to discuss Nigerian issues.
Okay, now I'm asking you this, Mr. Tinubu. Viewers, if you are still watching, like and share. Like and share. Tinubu President Bola Tinubu will be using his foreign travels to discuss real military solutions to Nigeria's insecurity instead of focusing on political deals.
That's the collapse everybody is talking about. There are foreign ministers, there are ministers who are supposed to be responsible for that. Nigeria Remi Tinubu to a foreign minister who goes about trying to launder the image of Nigeria, within the international community. He's not the Remi Tinubu is not the the foreign affairs minister, or neither is he representing Nigeria in any of the high commission and all them. Even to an extent, the ambassadors he actually nominated or appointed, no country agree accept them again. Every country, everybody just they run. So I think to a point he was confused. All he needed now is to run back to the colonial masters, King Charles himself. Not even the Prime Minister of UK. He ran to the Buckingham Palace, King Charles. And remember, King Charles is already having problem with Jeffrey Epstein, where it is believed that William, his younger brother, was also involved in some form of corrupt practices. So for him to have somebody who the whole world is looking at, as someone who does not have a proper, clear personality of identity, whose integrity has always been questioned over who he actually is and his deeds and his involvement, especially coming on the issue of corruption. Of course, now Nigeria is actually going down on the corruption index. Nigeria is becoming more corrupt. So what is he actually going to tell the king himself, King Charles at Buckingham Palace? Apart from what a lot of analysts are looking at. One, he's going to discuss about the U.S. presence in Nigeria. Secondly, he's going to discuss the issue of killing, genocide in Nigeria. I'm not sure he's going there for loan. No, he's not going there to collect loan. He's not going there to beg for investment or do anything. He's going there for this reason that has mentioned. And secondly, re-election at the end of the day. These are the three things that will be discussed by Buckingham Palace. But the one thing that is very significant in this matter is that we saw it very clearly, as being reported in the public, that Raleigh Moore has already told him, there's no need of going to Buckingham Palace. He cannot save you, because the UK government themselves has a document which was signed declaring that after 100 years, Nigeria has expired to be a nation. Now you are running there to tell them that maybe for them to plead on your behalf, or to tell Bola, Donald Trump, and not to bring truth, or to tell Northerners, what are you going to do? Because the Buckingham Palace are not looking at any other region. They're not looking at Yorubas. They're not looking at Igbos in Nigeria. They are only looking at the Northerners. Go and check the history. They don't want the labor of their forefathers to be in vain. And that is why they are only concentrating in the north. And that is the backbone of the Northerners today. That is the reason why they are making mad, because they know that their colonial masters have not been able to come and take a decisive decision. Even while the killings were happening in Nigeria, I have not seen the British government, I have not seen the Buckingham Palace condemn the killing in Nigeria. Then that is what is, giving these extremists, and of course their sympathizers from the north, the sheikhs and the scholars from the north, to be boldly demanding for whatever they want to demand, to make sure that they do not lose any control of what they believe was actually handed over to them. The British government have not condemned it. The Buckingham Palace have not condemned it. Bola Tinubu is on his way to London. And what is he going to do? But people are, from revelations we are having from the Labour Party in UK, and from other analysis, is that the British King Charles is going to tell him the plain truth concerning Nigeria. And when he comes back, I think Bola Tinubu will start having a rethink. Either he resigns, either he gives up, either he now adopts IPOB as the next president, or he adopts Atiku, whatever it is. But I don't think he will ever be comfortable again in that presidency. I don't think he will, if he does not get a favorable response, or if these questions we are talking about today have been put to him and clearly by King Charles, and telling him, okay, there's nothing we can do anymore. The power is no longer in our hand. We are no longer British Empire anymore. The power have left us. The only thing what we can do, we have told you that this after 100 years, this and that. I remember, there's a growing uprising by the British citizens themselves to stop the spread of Sharia and Islam in UK. So what is Bola Tinubu going to market there that will be very acceptable to the conditions the northern leaders are actually giving him? What is it? I want us to think. What is it? The UK is not sending any troops. The UK is not interested. They have not made any comment in that regard. They have not even said anything. Even on the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have not said anything. Or are they going to tell him, please, we don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released? Because it is clear they do not have a stand. Or because if care is not taken, a certain decision will be arrived that will surprise even the Northerners, Nigerians, and the global world. Once Bola and Tinubu were able to get a clear picture that the UK is no longer relevant in the things that has to do with Nigeria breakup, especially the way we are saying things now.
All right, I would like to ask you this in 30 seconds. Tinubu's meeting with Prince Charles, what kind of message is he trying to pass to other world leaders?
I think he's trying to, another thing why he's so happy about the meeting is that he wants to show the world that he is also very relevant at this moment. I want to say that at least if nobody is accepting him, the Buckingham Palace, not even the British government, the Buckingham Palace will definitely accept him, to go there and take pictures and shake hands and all that, maybe to create a certain impression, that some leaders of the world is still with him.